What's going on, guys? This is Sage. I'm sitting down with Kai Cash. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I appreciate you being
morning.
here. I know, in the morning. He was like, oh, it's kind of early.
Yeah, it's early.
I do appreciate
cool.
you being here.
Mm-hmm.
You seem really nice.
Yeah, I'm a good person.
I kind of like vibe that from just doing my research and everything anyway. Seem pretty down to earth. So let's start off with your story. I'm curious about the background of your background, but the background of, you know, who your dad is, how he was connected to Biggie, how Diddy's your uncle, which I think is kind of by choice. I think. I'm curious about your mom, you know, how your mom and your dad met. I'm just kind of curious about the whole background.
Just background in general. Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I was born and raised February 1997. My dad is also from Brooklyn, New York. My mom is actually from New Hampshire, but she moved to New York when in her earlier years, probably like 10 something. I don't remember what age, but they met through my mom's cousin, who's my cousin. She lived in Bed-Stuy, where my dad is actually from. They were like neighbors, kind of. So my dad was my cousin's friend, but my mom would always be with my cousin in the Bed-Stuy area. So they met and they started dating, and they had me. And my pops was a part of Junior Mafia, which is like Biggie's crew. But people don't know that Junior Mafia was more than just rappers. The 9 that were on the album were the rappers, but it was the people in the background, like my dad, my uncle D-Rock, and stuff like that, which kind of stems the Diddy relationship because, you know, Big was Puff's artist, and Big kind of took his team with him everywhere, so that's how they grew to become friends with Puff and all of that stuff. And just growing up, my dad and Puff were always just close friends, so it was just kind of inevitable. You know how your parents have friends you consider your aunts or your uncles.
Yeah,
and that's basically what it is. Yeah, it's family friend. And they all majority of them had kids who were boys, which is kind of CYN.
Yeah,
so
how did it end up all boys?
I don't know. I have no idea how to
It's like all the same age, all boys.
We all the same age. We all grew up together, so it was like we started CYN real young, and we didn't know that it was going to actually turn into something, but we made it turn into something, and now we have CYN.
And so the first time that you met Christian, King Combs, was at Diddy's house, but you didn't realize it was Diddy's house, and you were basically declared cousins?
I didn't know where I was at, in all honesty.
In Jersey somewhere, right?
I was in Jersey. I didn't know where we were because my uncle D-Rock, when I was younger, he always had a big house in Jersey. So I'm like, okay, we just going to his house in Jersey. And then when we got there, I seen Christian. He came down the stairs. He was like, yo, what's up? I'm Christian, da da da. Like, he was in his boxers. It was funny. It was a funny story. We was like 10, 11 years old. I was like, yo, who is this kid?
And why is he
I was like, why is he in his
house?
boxers? Why? This is not my uncle's son. I don't know who this kid is. But he's like, yeah, I'm Christian, da da da. We start speaking. And as time progressed, I was like, oh, my uncle told me, he's like, oh, that's Puff's son. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then from there, it was just like every other break, we were all together.
It's cool.
So it was like, you know, it was
so those are your best friends, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm assuming you didn't go to high school and middle school with them. So do you also have another group of friends?
Yeah, I have friends back home. Not really as close as CYN, because I'm always with CYN. So it's like my friends from back home, I see them when I'm back home. Or if we just happen to be in the same state, then we'll just link up when we're in the same state. But I even have friends from college that are from out here or just from different places. But those CYN is like my best group of friends. Yeah.
So why did you decide to go to school rather than just pursue music?
I don't know. That's a great question. Nah, I wanted to get the experience for one. I could say it was kind of something for my parents, but the experience is mainly why I wanted to go. Plus, I started my brand when I was 15, a junior at high school, and I wanted to just learn more about business. So I took up business management in all my college years. I never switched my major. It helped me a lot to learn just like a few more things about the whole entrepreneur industry. But in the gist of all that, I still made sure I worked on music because that was like the true passion. I just really never had the desire to work like a 9 to 5 or for anybody. No, I'm not throwing any shade at anybody that does that. I respect everybody that works. But it was just, it's for me, I just, especially growing up and seeing certain things that I had seen, even though I lived in Brooklyn, New York, but summertime and stuff like that, it's like I'm on jet in Miami or just like, it's something different. So I was like, I don't really want to work for anybody. I want to just be able to have my own money. It's tied to me. Like I develop and get employees or something like that. So my parents believed in it. They let me start my own clothing line, God, Glory, and Gold, which I still have clothes today. And from there, I just started doing more and more things. And music has always been one of the things that I always wanted to do, so I always kept my head in music, but I didn't take it. It was more of a hobby in the beginning.
Yeah, kind of like a part-time.
Yeah, until I kind of released my first song, which was Tax, featuring K. Wells, who's another CYM member. That's when I started to, like, hands-on, like, okay, I'm here, so now.
And that was already while you were in college?
Yeah, I was in college. That was my second year.
So you were kind of like, you know what, I'm going to do this college thing, kind of for a bunch of reasons. Love music.
Yeah.
Go with the flow, and then music was solidified, and you decided to finish school, and now you always have it with you.
Yep.
That's cool. And was it hard balancing the two, or because it was a process of figuring them out? It was. Okay. It was kind of difficult. It's basically just because of the timing. So you say one day I'm in school, and at night I'd fly to somewhere for a performance, but I have to be back in the morning for class. Or sometimes it'll be like a busy school week, but I always made sure I made some type of time for either a freestyle or writing a song or just laying the idea down, just to make sure that I had something. But it was definitely difficult because as time progressed, school got harder. So it was like, all right, I gotta take a little bit of time out predominantly for school, but I still want to make sure I'm tapping into this music thing because when school's over, that's where I'm going full-fledged. Yeah.
So it was like, it's just tricky. It was just time, really. But I made it work.
And you were living at school?
Yeah.
At Hampton?
Yeah.
Cool. That kind of makes you multifaceted, I feel like, especially being young.
Yeah. It's dope.
And doing
it's a dope experience.
That's cool.
I feel like if you're a college student and you have another passion, go for it. It's fun. It's a great challenge. I'm a person that kind of likes challenges. So that for me was just like, I love it.
Yeah.
Like this is a fun challenge for me. It's tiring, but it's like.
Yeah. And do you feel like you actually learned anything from school? And before you answer, I'll tell you where my question stems from. I don't know if you can relate to it or anything, but I felt like I couldn't really tell you things I learned from class. However, I can tell you that I learned how to juggle different things and to get involved in different activities and to connect with people. And well, when I was in college, I was thinking about internships rather than music or whatever, which taught me about networking and stuff. So for you, what'd you learn?
It's kind of the same thing. I was just having a conversation with some of my older cousins about that who had graduated from college. I was like, yo, I don't remember much of anything from class,
right?
In all honesty. And they were saying the same thing. These people that have master's degrees, they're like, yo, they taught me about stuff that I have, like, I'm never going to use in my life. That's
not
the school
applicable.
system. So, but just like you said, like, you learn how to network. That's the one thing I learned how to do. I learned how to utilize everybody that's in college because at the end of the day, we were helping each other, like certain DJs and party promoters.
Resources.
Yeah, it's like, you never know who's there. There's somebody that knows somebody, and it all comes together when you work together.
Yep.
So that's probably the big, and just the experience of kind of going into adulthood, living on my own, like having my own apartment, having to get up early and travel to campus for class and stuff like that, going grocery shopping and doing laundry and just like paying bills, certain things, like you learn that kind of stuff in college. Even though you can learn it at home, it was fun to learn it in college. But that's really what I kind of picked up. as far as classes, a lot of that stuff I don't really remember.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, so let's talk about music. Debut EP.
Yep.
Born to Win.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, what's the date?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm planning to drop this year because I've been saying I was dropping Born to Win since like 2016.
Okay.
So it's becoming a Dr. Dre detox kind of situation.
It's time.
Yeah, but the only reason why I've done that because if you really pay attention to me, you've seen how much I progressed since I dropped my first song. It's like I'm just stepping into like a whole different aura. I'm finding my inner artistry, kinda. Like I'm still learning certain things about myself. So it's like I would make something and I'd be like, damn, I want this on the tape. I had a whole set track list, but I was playing it with my pops and he was like, you sure you want this to be the track list? You got a lot of new stuff that's kind of dope. So I'd be like, you're right. Hold on,
wait, why would you, if it's dope, why would you hold on it?
That's true, right? So it's weird because I'm almost in the studio every day. So it's like I'm making something new every day, which is why I started dropping every 2 weeks. It's like, do I want to put this on the tape? Because this is the debut project. I want it to be strong.
Yeah.
I want people to actually go back because music it goes like this nowadays. I want it to be like longevity. I want it to last. So I'm always tapping back into the whole playlist. Like, do I want this on there? Do I want this on there? And it just becomes a longer process for myself, which is why I've been just dropping singles and like freestyles and videos and stuff like that. But it's coming together. I'm definitely going to release it this year.
Okay. I kind of take back what I said about it being time based off of what you're saying because I do understand that this is big.
Yeah.
And something I wanted to ask you was if you realize the importance of this moment. It's like graduating college or buying your first house. It's like this is something that's always going to be there as your first
debut.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to make it. You have to have a strong entrance, and especially with me releasing the West, not knowing what that song was gonna do at all, and it growing to be what it is. It's like, okay, now I really have to make sure everything is up to par. Even though I feel like my music is up to par, but it's always something that can be adjusted.
Yeah, but you also, well, that's true. But you also never know. Sometimes you'll love a song. Even just in life too, but sometimes you'll love a song and other people don't love it. And sometimes you won't even expect that something does really well and you're like, wait,
other
how
people
do I
like,
do this
what
again?
is this? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I feel like you can only think too much. Like, you can do everything in your control to prepare, but ultimately, like...
Yeah, it's but so much you can do because you never know what the outsider is thinking.
Yeah, exactly. 7 a.m., the music video is out. Tell us about it. Congratulations, too.
Thank you. 7 a.m. was just, it was so quick. Me and Warhol got together. We're kind of like cousins, too, through another cousin.
Okay.
So it's like we already had some type of bond before we went to the studio, but when we recorded 7 a.m., this was our first time being in the studio together, actually working on music. We always spoke to each other about working on music, but we never really had the chance to do so. So this is the first night I landed in LA. I had some type of assignment due on my online class. So I was in the studio already working on a song, and I was like, I just want to get somebody in the studio with me. So I called on a few people. Warhol just showed up first, quick. As soon as I called him, he was like, I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Is that really how it goes? You're like, I'm in the studio.
Yeah.
Come if you want to.
Yeah.
Collab?
Especially if you're friends, like if you're really friends, you have a good connection with the person. So I was just like, yo, I'm in the studio, pull up. He was like, bet, I'll be there in 10 minutes. He came in 10 minutes. So the song that I was recording, he was like, yo, I'm getting on this. I was like, all right. So he got on that song. And then he was like, let's do another one. So he started playing beats. And then he played the 7 a.m. beat. And I was like, whoa, hold on, what is this? We both went into the booth. It's like a big room. I was sitting down on my laptop, typing up my assignment. He was in the chair, just thinking. And with this song, we didn't write anything. So it's just like, he went in there, it was 7 a.m. we have at the stove, and then just piggybacked off that line. And then we, like, the way we work, we help each other. Like, we'll be in the booth with each other, and, like, say I have a good line, I'll be like, yo, say this. And he'll be like, all right, bet. So he'll say it. And then right after he did his 4 bars for the hook, he's like, yo, jump in. stopped my homework. I was like, it's getting out of control, and then I just kept going. And then I went back to do my homework, and he jumped in. He did his 8-bar. He's like, yo, go ahead. Got out the chair. I jumped in, stopped doing my homework, did my 8-bar.
Awesome.
We brought the hook back, and then the people that was in the studio was like, yo, this is crazy. I need to do a second verse. We was like, nah, no, we don't. We could just leave it, because music nowadays is so short, because the attention span is so short. We was like, let's leave it just like this.
Yeah, it feels good.
We left it. We got it mixed. And then we just believed in that record so much. I was like, I definitely want to release this as a single. And we got the video done as soon as possible. And now
so in that process of going back and forth, are you just doing what feels good, or are you doing what makes sense lyrically after what he's saying? How does that work? Or both, or something else?
It's kind of both, because when as soon as he finished his last line, I knew what my first line was going to be. Because while he's in the chair, it gives me time to think about what I'm going to say, what melodies I'm going to use, how I'm going to say it. So soon as he said, playing with gang and fall like timber, and I just came in and said, Che New look like Justin Timber. So it was like, if it came in, right, it just and then I just kept going right after that. I say the song took 30 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
30 minutes for the back and forth?
30 minutes, yeah, the whole song in general took us 30 minutes.
That's pretty crazy. Whereas sometimes it takes like
days. It could take days, because certain songs I make takes 2 weeks for me to figure out. But that one was just like, oh, this is quick.
That's awesome.
Got in, got out.
And it just felt good for you, and you're like, this is going to be the one?
This is hard, yeah. I just believed in it. He believed in it. Everybody we played it to believed in it. So we was just like, yeah, let's go with this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about anything else that you know you're going to be putting out on this EP, or you don't know, or you don't want to share?
The craziest thing is, before Born to Win, I'm dropping another EP.
What? So
yeah, it's
so then the other.
I'm dropping a lot of content this year.
Okay, so that would be your debut EP.
You could say that, but this is. Let's rephrase. Born to Win is gonna be like a tape.
Okay.
You can say that. The EP that I'm gonna drop is called Birth in the Borough. It's like dedicated to home.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a bunch of tracks that have the New York sound, the New York feel, and it's like modernized at the same time. So it's not like necessarily boom bap, but it's my wordplay, my lyrics, the stories that I'm telling is more so New York. It's a New York vibe. The whole ambiance is New York.
Okay.
Where Born to Win is gonna be like the tape where it's like a collection of just different everything. It's a variation. It's just a versatility. But yeah, Birth in the Borough. I have a few dope records on there. I'm about to drop this single with Thank God called Private Dance. I'm gonna let him release it. It's crazy record.
Why is it crazy?
It's just the way that record came about is crazy too. It's crazy because we believe in it so much, and just the way it came about. Like, Tank had a session in the studio out here. We were both out here. He had a session, but Tank is a producer, so he'll call artists to his session so he can get people to get on his beats. Mm-hmm. So I was the first artist that pulled up. He had called a few. I was the first one to pull up. So I got there. He played a beat. He played the Private Dancer beat, and it was dope. It was me and my cousin, who's also an artist on CYN, Nico Brim. So we both there. We there, and he plays the Private Dancer beat. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, yo, Kai, get in there. Got in there. I was going to start rapping because I'm a rapper. Mm-hmm. But auto-tune was on at the time. So in the midst of me telling the engineer, turn auto-tune off, I came up with like some flows and melodies. I was like, hold on, keep auto-tune off right now. So mind you, at this point, mad people are in the studio now. Smokey Margella, Bass Swag. This is a big, the booth was probably the size of this room. The mic is in the front and it's a space in the back. Mm-hmm. So all of them are in the back just making mad noise, but I'm just in the zone. Just all in my mind. Just references, melodies and flows. Just came up with a few different cadences and stuff like that. So
essentially you were singing?
Yeah, at this point I'm singing. but you can hear all the noise behind me and all of that. So Tank is like, yo, these flows are fire. I was like, all right, bet. So just play it back and let me think of some words. So when I do stuff like that, if I'm not writing, I'll go piece by piece. So the first melody, figured out the first 4 lines. Second melody, first 4 lines. The hook, figured out all of that. The second verse, figured all of that out. And then when we listened back to it, we was like, whoa, nah, this is crazy. So
you're like,
Tank,
this is my alter ego.
So Tank was like, bro. And then he even got on the song. He started, once it comes out, you'll realize Tank is under me in the hook singing.
Okay.
Like he's harmonizing with me basically.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy because you don't even really you don't expect Tank to be singing on the song. You're like, Tank is the producer. He doesn't sing, but his melodies came out crazy. It's just putting the pieces, like we really orchestrated that song that night. And that's why it's so special to us. And it's a good song.
And what's the vibe? Is it, would you play it in a club?
In a club. You can play it in a club. You can play it in a party. Concert, it'll definitely go. Like a festival, it's gonna go crazy for sure.
So it's super upbeat?
Yeah, it's upbeat. It's like, it's bright. It's a dope song. It's like, it's fun. It's not, I didn't go too crazy. I wasn't raunchy or anything. Like, I was having the most fun I could have with the song because of just the atmosphere I was in. It was just like, okay. And then looking at the reaction of everybody that's outside of the booth, when I'm coming up with melodies, they like, oh nah, this is fire. It's just like, it just makes you happy. So it's like, you're gonna hear it when you hear the song.
Okay, awesome. I'm excited for you.
It's dope. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks those are 2 good stories about how songs came about.
Coming soon.
I'm excited about that. For me, I'm curious, without putting out specific projects, basically you just put out songs as you've wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's fit so far and felt good. But now, why is now the time for
a project?
Two projects.
Because really, it's because, I feel like the game now is content based. So it's like, you have to have content. I just started doing videos. Like when I used to go to like label meetings, when I was in school and I was just having 1 or 2 songs out, the A&Rs would be like, yo, you're dope. But it's like, we don't really know you because, for one, we don't really see your face. We hear the music, but you only have 2 songs out. So it's like, how do we go? Like, how do we move forward based upon this? Even though a lot of new artists come out with 1 song and then they're just like, but it kind of moved me in a way because I know what I'm capable of. So I was like, y'all all right. I do need to show my face more. I do need to make more videos. I do need to drop vlogs. I do need to tap in with the community, like to help my fan base grow. I just wanted to do stuff like that. Plus, I had already been prolonging the Born to Win thing.
Gotcha.
And people have been like, yo, for 3 years now, like, yo, when, like, come on.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So it's kind of a business reminder.
Yeah, it's like still.
They can get to know you through your lyrics, but when you only have 2 songs, you don't have a lot out.
Yeah.
It kind of does.
So it's like now I feel the need to drop certain songs, but I do it strategically. Like, certain songs I feel should go on SoundCloud. I'll just release them on SoundCloud. Certain songs I feel should just have a video. I'll just release a video on YouTube. It's all a part of a pattern of mine. So I just do stuff like that purposefully just to fill in the blanks. Because that's always been a question asked. Like, when you going to drop this? When you going to drop that? So now it's like, I want to drop something at least every 2 weeks, whether it's a video or a freestyle or a single that I'm putting out on all streaming platforms. I just want to make sure I'm dropping something so I can be I can show more face. People realizing who I am.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's Kai Cash. We know he has this song, he has that song, he does this, he does that. Oh, I like this freestyle, I like that video he did.
Yeah.
He has the clothing line. So it's just like, now I feel like it's the time for me to release content so people can get familiar with who I am. It's
kind of like you planning the steps and being prepared for the next level. It's like keeping yourself in check almost.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
To
just continue to progress.
Almost have some accountability.
Yeah, and just not let myself slow down.
Yeah.
But not move too fast at the same time.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Good work.
That's really, thank you. That's all
welcome.
it is. Yeah.
Okay, so social media. You seem to have the Triller swag down. You know, we've got a bathroom selfie video. You get the outfit changes, which is awesome. And honestly, the visual on Triller is pretty cool when you see the different outfits.
Up,
the filters, I like it.
Because I just kind of made my Triller account public. So now I'm getting followers and stuff like that. Being that I dropped the 7 a.m. Triller, which is doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
But I dropped that, and I just started seeing the numbers rise. So I was like, all right, let me just tap into Triller a little bit more. But I was on Triller. The first Triller I made was for, I forgot what song it was, but the West. And it wasn't even a Triller. I did it in the car. Like, I had a presentation in school. I was on my way to my presentation, but I had a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So I just did it. But I did it on a regular camera. I started doing the woe dance. And then I was like, let me see what this Triller app is about. So I did it for the next, I forgot what song it was. It's a song that I didn't release yet. And I did it, and then I posted it, and they just started going crazy. So I was like, oh, nah, I like this.
Yeah.
I need to do this more often.
I love it.
So I just started using Triller to help promote. Like, that's one of my promotional tools for music. And I usually do it with unreleased music just to see how people feel about the music. And they always like, yo, drop this. You need to drop this today. And actually, the Private Dancer song with Tank, I did one, and I got like 2,000 likes on my Instagram from it. It's a great tool for teasing.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best, and it's like you can set the time. It's so many different elements to Triller that just make you happy because it's really like a social playground kind of. You really just having fun. You can tag people along. You can pause the whole video. You can go to a whole different place and then resume shooting your video. It's like a little music video, just premiering new music. You get feedback. 9 times out of 10, if your Triller is fun, you're going to get great feedback.
Yeah.
And a lot of most Trillers are fun Trillers. Nobody's really serious in Triller. So it's like, you're getting great feedback. So it just makes you happy. It's like, oh man, I might have to drop this.
Yeah.
So it's a real fun place.
I love that you enjoy it.
I like
and I'm glad that you see it as a good tool for you because I think that's super important. So what would be your advice for anyone out there on how to make the best Triller video?
Creativity. I would have to say be creative for one. You know what kind of music you make. You made the music. So it's like, me personally, I try my hardest to match my lyrics. So like certain things that I know I'm saying in the lyrics, I try to act out. That's a good key.
That's cool.
Use modern dances, but also add your own twist, because you never know. You might just make a whole dance.
Yeah, make it go viral.
And you go viral, you make a whole new challenge, and then just off of Triller, it's just like you lit now.
Yeah, that's
but
very
definitely
true.
The biggest thing is creativity and have fun. You don't need it to be super serious. It doesn't even really have to be premeditated. It can be just freelance. You can set your camera up wherever you are and just have fun. Just bring your friends in, bring people you don't know in. It's really a tool that you can use to just express your fun. I feel like that Triller might relieve stress for some people.
Well,
for real.
I mean, it makes you laugh, it makes you smile, and that like
especially
makes
when
it
you
longer.
when you see the outcome, it's just like, oh nah, this is dope. I can't wait to put this out.
Yeah.
So it's just fun.
So should we pause and do a Triller video?
We can.
You seem to understand the benefit as an artist of Triller with actually using the app, being active, and like sharing your videos across other socials and sharing other people's videos to your songs across socials. Is that sort of a no-brainer to you? When did that click for you that would be smart?
In terms of Triller, it was already an idea, because I was already doing it on like Twitter and Instagram. Like whenever somebody posted a song on their story that was my song, I would repost it. So for Triller, it was just like, why wouldn't I repost that? Especially if it's people dancing. Like you're getting like a side of people that you wouldn't normally see.
Yeah.
So I was like, if they posted it, that means I can post it. So I'm gonna post it, and I want to show people that I'm paying attention. Like you have to show love because you receive love back. I just feel like that's always very vital in a situation like this. Definitely want to show the supporters that I thank you for your support and I support your support.
Yeah.
At the same time.
I respect that. Being a rapper on the rise, how important is social media in your journey?
It's pivotal because that's like the new, it's like the new everything kind of for art. It's like the new magazine. It's like the new TV. It's the media outlet, really. Social media is the outlet. If you want to find new anything, new clothes, new artists, a new TV show, the news in general, you're gonna go to social media before you go to anything else. And that's just today's society. It's social media driven. So that's a very and the platform is so big, it's reaching everybody everywhere. So it is definitely important because you can explore and you can just come up on something. So,
and it seems like artists and influencers all kind of use each other to build their followings. I don't know if you agree with that, but I'm curious if you see value in that too, and if you seek those opportunities out with different, collaborations and shout outs from other people and everything.
I feel like it's dope because it gives everybody a chance to actually come together and work together rather than being selfish and like, nah, I don't want to help this person. But I feel like that should come naturally. I don't feel like it should be forced. That's not something that you want to force because you can tell when something is not like genuine.
Yeah.
So I would rather like if somebody's promoting me, I would rather be a situation like this. Like I'm doing a song with somebody, so we're both promoting each other at the same time. Like he reaches an outlet that I can't reach, so it's helping me reach that outlet. I reach an outlet that he can't reach, so it helps him reach an outlet. So it's like when it's a collaborative effort and it's genuine, that's when I think it's the best type of situation. But I feel like it's a great thing that people are coming together, and I like seeing stuff like that. Because it's like you're combining different worlds and you're letting the world see, and it's dope.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the wavelength that your mind is on.
Yeah, it just has to. It's fire to me.
Yeah. Okay, so let's switch gears to sort of positivity and also mental health. So I know you wrote a book.
Yeah.
I haven't read the book. I have to. Where do I?
It's on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's dope.
And I only found out I was doing this 2 days ago, so don't think it's no disrespect. I'm not a quick reader.
It's all good.
But so it's on anxiety, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically tips on anxiety?
Yeah, because my first 2 years of college, I had like bad anxiety problems. And I would go to like, I wouldn't say I would go to. I went to therapy. I'm not gonna lie, I probably went 3 times. I'm supposed to go once a week. I went 3 times and I just felt like it wasn't really doing much for me. It would do something in the moment, but later on when the anxiety came back, it's like I can't go to my therapist right now.
Yeah.
It's after hours. I can barely even call her. So I was always the type to Google symptoms, which can sometimes be bad because you'll end up thinking you're having a heart attack, and it's just
yeah, they say don't Google when it comes to anything health
Google
related.
is definitely not really the place to be, but
especially not for when you're already anxious.
Yeah, when you're already, it's bad. But my mom had anxiety before. Everybody has anxiety.
Yeah.
But she had it bad before, and I would speak to her about certain tips, and she would give me certain advice. But even beyond that, like I would pray, I would meditate, I would just watch something funny, like just things that I would go out with my friends, something that'd get my mind off of it, and I just started coping with it a lot better. Just making myself busy or writing down my feelings in a book, things of that nature. So after I kind of got over it, my mom was like, "You should write a book about it." And at first I was like, "Yeah, I should write a book about it." But then I was like, "You know what? I should write a book about it." And we wrote the book. It was quick. 50 pages. It's coping mechanisms. And in the introduction to the book, I let people know, like, this is not a guaranteed remedy for your anxiety. These are just tips that'll help you in some way, shape, or form, rather than you feeling you need to go see a therapist every day or feeling like you can't get over it. This is my personal experience and how I got over it. So hopefully these techniques help you in some way, shape, or form. And I got a lot of great feedback from the people that actually read it. They like, yo, it helped me out. And when are you going to release another one? But I'm like, release another one about what? I'm kind of over the anxiety hump, but I think I am gonna release another one.
So what was your anxiety over? And I'm also curious how...
It was just like, school was stressing me out, in all honesty, in general. And then I had transferred from my first university. And when I transferred to Hampton, it wasn't what I had expected it to be. So I was ready to go back. And it was just like certain things about Hampton I just didn't like. And it was just like, it would just make me anxious about certain things. Like, I just didn't want to be there for just like my first few months. And it made my anxiety kind of bad. But after a while, I got over it. It was just like, okay, I like this school. This is kind of fun. I'm gonna stick this one out. But
so
it was just school in general.
So it's kind of just general anxiety stemming from an unhappiness at
Yeah,
school?
basically. And on top of that, it was just like certain things was happening with music that I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do. It was like deep rooted. It wasn't just school. Let me rephrase that. It wasn't school. It was just me being in school. I'm so far away from everybody's able to go to whatever concerts and shooting videos, and I'm like, I'm in class. This is not fun for me. I do not want to be here right now.
Yeah.
But I got over it, and it seems to work out.
So what advice would you give to someone who can't identify why they're feeling anxious?
I would say still practice techniques that will help you get over anxiety. Everybody's unique in their own way, so everybody's story is going to be different with their anxiety. You might not know what you're anxious about, but it's probably right in front of you 9 times out of 10. Like, I didn't know why I was anxious. I had a thought like it might be this, and come to find out it was exactly that. But I feel like when you practice techniques and then you do certain things that help you get over the anxiety, you start to shy away from certain things that you used to do. You realize it was that. I stopped doing that, or I walked away from that, and now I feel relieved. So let me continue to stay away from that and see how this plays out. And then you'll just realize that, okay, that might have been what was making me anxious. Let me just cool off of that for a little while. And that's how I figured out what mine stemmed from, because I didn't know for a minute.
Testing things out. Yeah, and not knowing is terrible.
It's the worst, because you just don't why am I like this?
Yeah, it's not even like you can figure out what you can control, what you can't control.
Yeah, it's like you just have to try your hand.
Now we're going to play a quick game of pickup sticks while I just ask you a couple random questions.
Okay.
And then we're done.
Bet.
Have you ever played pickup sticks?
No, what is that?
Okay, I don't. It's really funny that you recognize.
You played pickup sticks before?
I think I played this when I was little. Okay, you can go first, but the question that you can answer as you're doing it is, did you have a bad experience with a girl with bad hygiene?
Yes.
Can
Do I have to explain?
Can you tell us the experience?
Yeah, it was just bad breath. I couldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah.
Did you tell her?
Nah, I'm a nice guy. I just had to distance myself from that whole situation.
Yeah, that's kind of hard to tell someone.
Yeah, I didn't want to. But
why is it important that the girl you're seeing or a date or whatever actually has something she's working towards? Let's go.
But nah, it's important because you would always want your significant other to be driven and have their own and hardworking and dedicated, because you want to win together. You don't want to win off of one successor.
How do you balance self-validation versus outside validation? Like a compliment in person. You know, sometimes that feels really good, but then you'll have other days that you don't get any compliments, and it's like, I need to still feel good today.
No, it's just life. I don't let stuff like that really get to me. I'm a real positive person. Like I live off of this. If you can figure it out, you shouldn't stress about it. In all honesty, that's how I feel. And I tell a lot of people that if it can be figured out, nothing is really impossible. I don't think nothing is impossible. I don't think anything is really impossible besides stuff that's like, okay, you can't really do that. But if you can figure it out, figure it out. don't stress about it. Because stress kills. And it's true. I just feel like if it's worth figuring out, figure it out. So if I don't receive a compliment, I wasn't really waking up expecting to receive a compliment today. If I receive one, that's a plus. But if I don't, it's just a regular day. So it's like I don't really dwell on that too much. That's a great question. I like that question.
Thanks. Do you find people wanting to be your friend because of your connections?
No, because I'm not gonna lie. I just started getting outside and getting out of my shell. I'm kind of, I wouldn't say antisocial. I don't really speak too much. Like I don't talk much, and that's just always how I've been. It's not that I'm not friendly. It's just more of a like, I'm more to myself. If I know you, of course we're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah.
And I don't really speak too much. So it's like the friends that I've actually gotten from like school or from outside, it's all genuine relationships. Because you can sense when somebody is
not
trying.
genuine.
Yeah, it's like, and I if I sense that, I'm just like, I just know to stay away from that person.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
And since you don't really make small talk with a lot of people all the time, it's not like you're
it's,
putting yourself
it's
in
not as
position.
easy to make a fake friend. Because
Yeah.
I don't really put myself in that position. Like I'm starting to go out and do more like industry based stuff because you kind of have to show face and stuff like that. But even then, I'm still genuine. Like I'll say hello, I'll have a brief conversation, but it's not like too deep.
Mm-hmm.
If I need to make a connection, I'll make a connection. But I don't really see that too much.
That's good.
Yeah, I try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
I know it's not like you're not gonna always stay away from it, but I try my best to stay away from leeches. Like I don't really like stuff like that.
What does your Friday night look like?
I ain't gonna lie to ya. My Friday night.
You're really bad at this game. No offense.
Nah,
No
yeah,
offense.
I can't do this. I got this. Well, my Friday night is probably in the studio. In the studio or in the crib, watching a movie and eating a snack.
Do you go out and party often?
No. I don't like clubs. I don't like if it's a party, I can go to a party, but like clubbing and stuff like that, I really just don't like.
Yeah. And in the studio or at home chilling with a couple friends, is it like you're drinking and smoking kind of thing?
Nah,
or just
I don't drink or smoke, so it's just I just be chilling. I be trying to create. Like I usually try to create if I'm at home, cause I like being productive, but at the same time, I'd rather be home.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not outside at the studio or doing something productive, I'm productive. You moved it.
I did.
If I'm usually productive at home while I'm watching the movie, so it's like something has to be done. Like if I make an artwork or design a logo or something like that, I just feel like something, or even write a freestyle, or just go over my plan for the next few releases.
Yeah.
I just
It
feel like
feels so
something. Yeah, as long as I can do it from home successfully, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm always like, I feel like I have to be doing something.
I'm kind of an old soul.
Who's your best friend?
This is hard. My best friend, I have a girlfriend, so I would consider her to be my best friend. But my best friend that's not my girlfriend is my boy, CYM President V. But I got a lot of I don't know, V is my best friend, yeah. Me and V, we have like the craziest relationship. Like we will argue all day, but after we finish arguing, we be like, yo, we out. Like, let's go.
We're
and,
so good.
Yeah, and I'm with V all the time, so.
Call or text?
Text. I really do not like being on the phone. I don't know why. Even though calling is way quicker, I'd rather just text. Like, I feel like, I don't know.
Morning shower or night shower?
Night. I'm more of a night shower kind of guy. Morning is, I don't like waking up early.
Would you rather watch a movie or watch a TV show?
Movie.
Oh, do I go next?
Yeah, you ain't.
Sorry, I forgot.
Wow, you're gonna go for the one I went for.
Sorry.
That's crazy.
Nice shoes or nice jacket?
Nice shoes. I'm gonna have to go with the shoes.
Nice house or nice car?
Nice house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not just like driving.
Nice house. I could drive a hoopty for a little while.
Would you rather save your money or spend your money?
Save.
I'm with you on that. What kind of car do you drive?
Jeep Wrangler.
Nice. I love a Jeep.
Yeah, it's dope. I was so used to driving trucks. When I drive cars, it kind of scares me. Cars in general, like the pedal and the brake, well, it's just like,
How do you measure your success personally? And this kind of goes hand in hand, but also with a specific song that you put out.
I kind of see all my achievements as one big happy achievement house. Even though some songs have done way better than others, I still feel like with the first song, I achieved something because it was the first song and it reached however many plays it did. So that was an achievement at that time. And then just going forward, whatever I did different with that new achievement is just always a plus.
If you can leave us off.
Oh my goodness.
But I don't think you moved anything though.
I did it.
Nice. Good job.
That was legend.
Cheers.
That was legend.
Okay, if you can leave us off with one positive quote saying anything you live by, what is it?
I said this before. If it can get done, don't stress about it. I feel like if you think about it, that's like the most positive quote that I personally live by, because a lot of stuff that we stress about are things that can be achieved.
Yeah.
In my personal experience, like if I feel like something is hard, I just relax myself and I think about it, and I usually figure it out because it's there's a way to figure it out. So that's probably the most positive. And just keep your vibes and your energy and your spirits high at all times. Don't let nobody break your. That's like another more important thing. Don't let anybody break your balance. Always try your best to be like positive. Mm-hmm. Even when you're having try to find. I know it's not like you're not gonna be positive every single day. Life doesn't work that way. But whenever you can find positivity in a negative, just apply it.
Roll with it.
Yeah.
All right. Kai Cash, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome.
This was dope. I won.
Kind of.
I think I want to play this game again. Not today, though. That's too tough.
Too much for one day?
Skirt. Yo, what up? What's going on? I'm Kai Cash, and right now I'm here with Sage.
Thanks, Kai.